Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How are we all this morning? Another day of joy and wonder as we've got various interviews to do today. Oh look, there's an advert come up on our live for Fabletics. That's funny, isn't it? How are we all?
Fabletics, do not join them.
Do not join Fabletics. What? Morning Sophie, Jane Matilda, Sandra Cheetham, Alex McMichael, Emma Hunter, June Neal, Sally O'Sullivan, Hayley Marie. Thank you for all your lovely comments about the book. I dipped into it actually this morning. I was just having to look something up for one of our interviews today and also to do with the podcast. I moved myself. Reading a section about why we have kids in the first place. It's quite a challenging question, that, and we're going to be recording a Confessions of a Modern Parent about that very subject, aren't we, Nadia?
Yeah.
And I think Nadia might be posting something on her Instagram asking.
I have,
question.
yeah. Because we're just really interested to know what you
fascinated.
think. Because it's quite a difficult
It's
question.
a real curveball of a
yourself.
question.
Yeah.
It's a real curveball of a question, and actually, when you dig into it, it gets quite tricky quite quickly.
Setting aside, you want to love someone, you want to be loved back. It's the whole ego question that comes up.
Welcome, little Miss Poppy.
Welcome, little Miss Poppy, as a family guest. Welcome, welcome. You have over 30 no-name Sunday shows to binge watch in the members area.
The 35th is coming this weekend.
So sometimes when people first join, they're not sure where to go for that, Mark. So if you just type in where to find them.
What?
The shows.
Confessions, if you literally just go beneath...
No, not Confessions, the No-Name Sunday show.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
For the new member.
For new members, you just go to the playlists and then you'll see the Sunday show.
Just click
and
on
if you
playlist.
struggle with the playlist, which some people do on their devices, go to the community tab, scroll down, and every single Sunday show has been uploaded there as a thumbnail. You just click on each of them. Leo Olcock, new subscriber, love the vids.
Oh, welcome, Leo. Can everyone give Leo a welcome?
Welcome, Leo.
We've got a lovely, lovely bunch of people here, Leo.
Lovely bunch of coconuts as well.
Lovely bunch of coconuts.
Annette Barry, can I have a shout out for my birthday, please? Why don't you
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Annette Barry. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. Full balloon action as well. There you
You
go.
have balloons on your birthday.
Morning, guys. Welcome, Leo. Yes, absolutely. Welcome, Leo. Dr. Natalie Blue, are you not on loose today? Let's have a look. Are you on loose today?
No, I'm not on
No,
loose.
she's here. No, she's not on loose today because we were promoting the book. Getting my copy of your book today. So
It's
excited.
this strange thing. Yeah, we should
Skyless.
explain this actually why I'm not on Loose Women. When you're promoting a book, and because we were on Loose Women yesterday promoting the book, I'm not allowed to be on ITV this week because you can't be a presenter and be advertising something on the channel. So that's why. But check out, if you didn't see us on Loose Women yesterday, watch it on iPlayer. This one had sorted a surprise. Oh my God. I ended up in bloody tears on the show. Yeah. I was so nervous.
Really lovely.
It was so weird waiting to be on the show.
You were more nervous than me before going on, I think.
Just before I was.
Just before we went on, she went into a total tailspin, which made me feel perversely calm.
Yeah, I knew that would work.
Yeah. Oh, was it a strategy?
It's a strategy. No,
Morning,
I was genuinely nervous.
Dawny Harvey, Rachel Louise. Wow, what a fantastic book! I read it in one sitting last night, as I couldn't put it down. So well written, both heartfelt and thought-provoking at the same time. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel. Can you please, if you put it on Amazon, would you mind doing us a review?
A lot of people have been commenting about how funny it is that those negative comments so clearly not bought the book, unless they've taken a speed reading course.
Somebody just, Michelle, our friend Michelle, just texted. Thanks for your lovely text, Michelle. We were literally going live as I read it, and said they need to. Those people need to, need to write a book on speed reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. You've so many lovely comments.
Yeah,
you know what?
Last
Thing I did, I was in bed, and I read all the lovely comments and interesting comments under our live yesterday about homeschooling, and how many of you have suffered either at school or you know your own worry with your own children. And I said to Mark, God, you know, you can get a few nasty comments, but we always get so many more. And I said, let's never give time to the nasty ones, because it's not fair if you're not giving the time to the good people. And what do I always say? There's more good people than bad people.
Exactly. Hit the thumbs up if you agree. Hit the thumbs up icon if you agree.
Morning Jodie, morning Becky, morning Tracy Bacon. Oh, it's made me fancy bacon sandwich.
Tracy Bacon.
I'm starving now.
Is that your surname, or is that your sort of YouTube name? Correct. Tracy Bacon. That's
Dominic Nagia, I can't wait for my copy. It takes a little longer here in France. Oh my God, I love the thought of that. Somebody reading our book in France.
I know, there's something sort of quite saucisson about that.
Saucisson.
Tracy, is someone there I saw struggling, having a bit of a difficult time at the moment? Oh, I can't find your comment. I had a bacon sandwich this morning, Emily.
Oh, don't. I want a bacon sandwich now.
Terry Jane Butler, that's an interesting comment. Social media is actually a lovely place, just a few twats like the real world. It's very true, actually. The vast majority of people are actually very nice. And if you utilise the apps correctly, you can make sure that you only engage with really nice people.
Exactly. So make sure that you do that, guys. You know, if there's people that...
Don't ever pour your effort into it, otherwise it becomes a sort of, a never-ending job.
Gabrielle, Matt Hancock said yesterday they are working on a 20-minute COVID test so people can get back to normal. Surely that encourages too many people to mix so the cases rise. Just me. What do you...
I think a quick turnaround test would be good. But I think at the end of the day, we all want a reason to be encouraged to kind of get back to some semblance of normality, don't we? So I think, if that ends up doing it, is it necessarily a bad thing? I don't know.
Tracy Bacon, my old married name.
Oh, wow.
Did you marry him because his name was Bacon and he loved bacon? It's one. I think it would be my last supper, a bacon sandwich. Yeah,
what sort of bread would you
years
have it in?
ago. Oh, it always has to be soft plastic bread. Do
Slice.
not give me bacon on brown bread.
I love bacon in a sort of soft white bag.
Right. So what I used to do in my teens is I would cook the bacon crispy on one side.
Yeah.
Then put slices of white bread underneath with butter.
Okay.
Turn the bacon over so that the juice would go into the butter.
That's nice. Doesn't the butter
On my birthday, I'm going to
act as a shield?
No, you don't put thick. It just,
you don't put thick. Oh, right.
Trust me. And then you squidge the crispy bacon into the butter.
Yeah, interesting.
Sky Elise, loved Loose Women interview yesterday. Maddie's message was emotional.
It was.
I don't know if I told you this yesterday, guys, but afterwards I called her and I was like, oh, Maddie. And she was like, yeah. I went, thank you so much for my message. It's all right. What teenagers are like, aren't they? They will suddenly just overwhelm you with something they say and you just like melt to pieces. And then they go straight back to being a teenager.
Leo, we've been on for 8 minutes exactly.
Leo, you're late.
Yes. late for a very important date.
Morning, Dr. Natalie Blue. My child hasn't seen any friends since March. He's a bit of a loner. I'm worried about him starting school next week.
A lot of kids we've spoken to, or some kids that we've spoken to, have talked about their nervousness about re-socialising, actually, after
the older
lockdown.
teens have talked to us about that as well. Like
eye contact, what will they talk about?
And what will they talk about? Dr. Natalie Blue, I don't know if what I'm picking up there is that your child is shy. And if it is, I really, really feel for you. I don't know what your school is like, but again, we talk about this in the book, that I think having a shy child go to school can be really, really difficult because I don't think schools are set up for shy children, don't you think?
The whole nature of organised schooling is diametrically opposed to a shy child.
And I think when we talk about home-edding, I'm often thinking about the parent of a shy child because I'm not shy and I fell into the trap, and this is actually quite an emotional bit for me in the book, with the teachers saying, oh God, we've got to get her to put her arm up. She's not putting her arm up. She's not talking. She doesn't want to read out loud. And I was like panicking, thinking, oh my God, because they were making me feel like she would never be okay in the world because she was shy. And I've totally changed my mind on that.
I'd go so far as to say that I think the school system can be the creator of character defects in normal children.
For some people.
For some children who
overcome
crushing shyness and fear and embarrassment, because they feel they have to. I mean, I would say that probably worked for me in some ways, is that I pushed that shyness aside because one had to put one's hand up. I mean, I used to be so reticent about opening my mouth at university and seminars, and I'd get into an absolute anxious fog, and then I would start to do it.
But you know what I hate about that? It's saying that only one kind of person is the right... I mean, I'm a loudmouth, and I think we've got too many loudmouths in the world. We need more shy people. Yeah. And the thing is, what I would say to you is, you know, if you don't have the choice of home educating and your child has to go back to school, I think worship his shyness. And, you know, if the teachers are saying to you, know, he's not putting his hand up and he's not, I would suggest a really gentle conversation with them and say, do you know what? I'm actually okay with my child being shy. I would actually prefer that he's not pushed into doing things that he doesn't feel comfortable with, and just let him come out in his own way, because I absolutely saw that it bred anxiety in Kiki. It really did.
Yeah, Leo Alcock, being introverted is such an amazing characteristic. Being able to listen and absorb in life is just as important as raising a voice. I mean,
more important.
You know, loud mouths hoover up the energy everywhere. And I tell you, one of the things that's quite frustrating, and this isn't about you, but with a lot of loud mouths, is they judge. They stand in such articulate vocal judgment of anyone who's quiet. Like you're moody, like you're, you know, it's so frustrating. There are so many sort of pejoratives around people who are quiet, and I do prefer a sort of slightly different approach to things. I'm just mindful, we're 10 minutes in, and I just wanted to share this story with you, Nadia, because I think it's a very heartwarming one. The Beirut explosion, after 29 days, they detected the heartbeat of a possible child survivor. And I just wanted...
How do they know it's a child?
Presumably because of the size, heartbeat of a small child. It detected a possible heartbeat of a small child. A pulsing signal was detected under the building which collapsed during the port explosion. I just wanted to share this because the news gathering and news services are so swift to move on from a catastrophe that's probably going to change people's lives in that region for an entire generation, if not more than that.
And on, and beyond.
And so a little shred of positive hope, a sniffer dog alerted authorities in Beirut to a possible heartbeat. And
Let's just pause on that photo there, guys. This is a totally broken building.
6, 7 men.
Can you imagine anything more grim than those men working their way through that rubble? Because of course, what they're going to find is so many other bodies as they go through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
So again, it just reminds you that all over the world there are people doing those kind of jobs, and when we're sort of, you know, when we're getting free, we've moved on. What's the next crisis? Can we go on holiday to Portugal? Do we have to come back for quarantine and everything else? I'm segueing to our next subject. Just put it in perspective. You know, children being found under rubble, massive.
They've got no power, they've got no water, they're just suffering, so...
Which does turn us backwards to the slightly more, well, is it indulgent? It's actually affecting a lot of people. Quarantine confusion. Now, my heart went out to a number of people. There was a lot on the news last night about people who apparently had left, feeling they ought to leave, and by the time they landed, they found out they didn't have to leave.
Do you know what? I just don't think people should go on holiday. I think...
even more so.
I mean, to be fair to the government, they have said, we will change our mind at the last second.
Yeah,
they have. Yeah. And I was listening to Sky this morning, and Kate McCann was saying...
Kate Burley?
No, Kate McCann, the reporter.
Oh, I thought that was Madeleine McCann's
No,
mum.
but their political reporter...
Oh, right. Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she was talking about this, because she's really smart, that girl. I like her. And she was saying that the real fear, because I keep saying it, but we've still got COVID here, so why do they worry about, it's not like you're bringing COVID in, COVID is here and very well established. But she said it's, you know, behind the scenes in Parliament, they're talking about, they've got a real terror of it coming back and seeding all over the place. And probably what they would like to do is say to people, don't travel at all. But they haven't got the infrastructure or something. I don't know what it was. She didn't really say. But there's some reason why they can't do that. Is it a civil rights almost thing? I don't know.
Possibly. Could be a sort of libertarian thing. Human liberty to be able to travel. Is it true that if you say you have to go into quarantine if you return back to Scotland. I mean, there are so many nuanced details, aren't there? If you fly back to Wales, you have to go into quarantine.
Yeah.
So say you're Welsh, you've flown out to Greece, you've told you've got to go into quarantine when you get back, but you don't if you come back to England. Can you fly back to England and then drive back to Wales? Can you do that? Does anyone know? Can you sort of...
No, I think... Well,
can you is that sort of thing happening? I mean,
I'm sure that sort of thing is happening. What I tend to find, and I'm sorry to say this,
I don't think anyone should be travelling abroad.
The people that seem to have to stick to this the most are people off the telly, because people come down on them like a ton of bricks. Because, oh my God, so many people that I know people have come back from wherever they said and gone, well, I'm not doing quarantine. So that's what worries me. And I also think that the government have to come up with a better plan on how they're going to financially support people that have to go into self-isolation when they're tracked and traced. Because I think that's going to go tits up. I really do. Because people can't lose...
Well, we're hearing stories of a lot of freelancers who will err on the side of not informing, not because they want to create havoc, of course, but because their livelihoods are at
They're going
stake.
to lose their homes and they can't feed their kids.
Yeah, it's terrible. Now, so that's quarantine. I'm going to give you a quick bit of news. Yeah, Robert Pattinson, who's the new Batman, has been tested positive for COVID, which is a huge problem, because this is a multi-million, probably $250 million pound at least, $250 million film, $250 million film. And it's being filmed in the UK, and it had only just started shooting again 3 days ago after the whole coronavirus crisis, and they've immediately had to go back into lockdown because, as the Warner Brothers stated, a member of the production team has gone down with coronavirus. It was, in fact, Robert Pattinson who'd gone down with coronavirus. So, it's salutary because, certain industries are having to take it so seriously that you feel like the rumbling, it doesn't necessarily say whether he's asymptomatic, it doesn't necessarily say whether, how ill he is or how prevalent it is in the crew, if at all. But, it shows you that the insurance policies on these things are so on it that, in order to shut down that's going to be costing millions and millions every day that it's shut. So it's just another reminder that, there are going to be sort of tremors, far-reaching tremors from this.
Aaron, it will be.
Aaron's
saying it must be so expensive to halt production of that scale.
Utterly.
My God.
Yeah, and I wonder to what extent they're covered by insurance. They probably will be covered by insurance, so long as on their hazard assessment they have demonstrable evidence of the fact that they shut things down like they have done. That's why they had to go with a total, unambiguous. For their insurance purposes.
I was doing a job a few weeks ago, and I can't remember if I told you this, guys. There was somebody there from an insurance company with a measuring stick of a meter, making sure everyone was a meter apart. I mean, these production companies are so strict about it because of, as you quite rightly say, Aaron, it's so expensive to shut down.
Well, already I've looked into it because we're trying to remount the shoot with the mental health charity that we were doing before lockdown, and just the act of getting the insurance in place. I've looked at quotes for insurance. They are 5 times higher than they were before COVID. And you have to demonstrably show evidence of PPE and all this kind of stuff. So it's a real dilemma. And that's
I'm worrying about that, because if we go into another lockdown next year, what are we all going to watch?
But if
nothing's been made.
But it's fine for that. But there is a definite problem for low budget or young filmmakers or low budget filmmakers, people making stuff. A lot of creative effort and endeavour and films and television and stuff is done at a low level that kind of is a bit of a wing and a prayer. It fires off something and then it starts a new craze, online or whatever. That's going to be closed down. So that sort of fertile pool of creativity is going to be closed down because you literally can't be seen on the streets just shooting stuff. You know what I mean? You've got to have so many kind of criteria and so many insurance policies in place. Not that they shouldn't be there, but they're going to be prohibitively expensive to a lot of low budget. Like production companies are being pushed to the absolute brink because they're having to stop shooting or bring in, conditions that are so costly, and there's no more money in the budget for it. That's the problem.
Thank you, Kate Woodruff. She said she'll be watching us, guys. We're the only thing she watches.
No. Free Britney.
Give us a thumbs up, guys, if you're enjoying this chat.
Yeah.
Just under my arm.
Tell us about the Free Britney movement. What is this story with Britney?
Oh, God, this is such a sad story on so many different levels. So, you know, there was a while back, wasn't it, when she had a proper breakdown, bless her.
Yeah.
Just, God, you know, I met her on Loose Women. She's the sweetest girl. She sits like this with her hands under the table, wringing her hands. She's so shy. She's so sweet. And, so basically this has been a story going on for quite a while, wasn't she? She lost... Her lawyer walked away, and then her father took over her It's in America, we don't have it here. It's called a conservatorship. Conservatorship. Something like that. Conservatorship.
Okay.
Let's say it.
Right.
Basically, I think it means... It seems to mean like our power of attorney, where they are then in control of everything. And apparently in January... she went into rehab again.
Right.
Now, the two sides of the story are...
Conservatorship. Thank you, Ambrose.
Conservatorship. God, I can't say it. It's like I can't say wish to source...
Conservatorship.
Conservatorship. So she went into a rehab. Now, some people are saying that she was put in there against her will by her father because she hadn't taken her bipolar medicine.
Right.
How can we know? We'll never know one way or the other. There's been all sorts of stuff going on. Shows in Vegas were cancelled. And again, nobody really knows the reason why. Some of the rumours are that her dad cancelled them because she wasn't well.
Right.
Other reasons, Anyway, recently... her lawyers, again, there's been an ongoing battle to take back power of attorney from her dad,
right,
and put it in the hands of her boyfriend,
right,
who she lives with,
right,
I believe. And there's been this movement from her fans, Free Britney, because they don't believe that she's where she is of her own free will.
Right.
But, and now lawyers working for her have said that the Free Britney movement is not a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory that she's being held against her will.
But is she...
Yesterday, her mother started to like tweets from fans who were saying, we hope you're supporting your daughter who's been being held against her will.
Terry Jane Butler says her sister is trying to get a lot of control too.
But you see, you just can't know, can you? You just can't know. What is the truth?
So is the suggestion that we're dealing with someone who doesn't know how to best look after herself, which is why all this is happening in the first place?
Well, yes, but what's moved this on is that her mum seems to have endorsed a comment that says she's being held against her will. Her mum has. So it's a really sad story, whatever it is. So she was in this January, she was in a mental health facility. Yeah, so we shall see. It will play out.
Oh, look, we've got love from Chiswick, you clever too, from Tina Biscuit.
Thank you. Very sad. Very, very sad. Whatever the truth of this story is, it's also a story about a family that are all pulling in opposite directions. So I'll just never forget I'll never forget those little hands of hers ringing underneath the desk. And do you remember she sent us all a present, all the Loose Women afterwards? I had my Britney on tour onesie. It's my favourite onesie. And I set fire to it. It was quite acrylic.
You set fire to it?
Yeah, I got my arm caught in the gas. Right, I'm really lucky it didn't melt onto my skin. It really badly burned.
What's wrong with you?
I loved that onesie because it said I was one of Britney's crew.
Someone was just asking there if I'd seen Cobra Kai. We are mindful that we didn't review I Hate Susie last night. We were absolutely poleaxed.
We were so knackered.
We were poleaxed.
After yesterday.
After a full day of press.
Yeah.
And we've got more press today, but it will be coming. It might be coming at some point at the beginning of next week, but it will be coming as a pre-record, but we are going to watch it. Now, can I say to anyone who hasn't seen this, it's not for the faint-hearted, but it is absolutely brilliant. The Boys on Amazon Prime. Has anyone been watching The Boys on Amazon Prime? Let me know if you have. If you haven't, it is absolutely brilliant. It's like the best antidote to superhero stuff I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, look at this, sorry. Just quickly, Lucy Heaney. Britney tried to do an Instagram live on her boyfriend's phone this weekend. It was cut off.
Oh my God.
It is quite...
Oh my God.
Yeah, she hasn't been able to contact us. She's been leaving messages.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so chilling, isn't it?
It is a bit.
Yeah. Natalie Prince, you love the boys. Sky Lease, yes, it's so good.
I haven't seen this. When did you
Quasar
watch
One, love
this?
the boys. This is the one that me and Maddie have started
Oh, right,
watching.
yeah.
It's
Every time I walk through, I'm like, oh my God.
No, but it's so funny, clever, irreverent. It doesn't have, as Maddie said after the 3rd episode, she said it has none of that padding that you feel you get in The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, where it's just lots of kind of boring shit. It just cracks on, and the cast are just put a couple of New Zealand actors in there. So good. Carl Urban. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, thank you, Mohammed Irfan. Mark, you were brilliant on Loose Women yesterday. Thank you. It's not my comfort zone, so thank you very much.
Hannah Jones. Britney has been posting videos. Oh, I saw this. Allegedly from that day. But fans are noting she's posting the same clothing, hair, setting months earlier. They think her media is being controlled with old content. Yes, sorry, I read that a few days ago.
Oh, my God.
It's a fascinating story.
Oh, my God. What is going on?
What is going on?
Jesus. Okay, guys.
So, thank you for joining us. As ever, hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this live, and if you enjoy our content, and if you like our channel.
And if you like just
it's
hanging
really
around
nice
having a coffee.
just to hit that thumbs up there, not the emoji, just the little thumbs up underneath there. Sarah Taste, that's what the suggestion is, that she is being controlled. If that is the case, I mean, God, I remember a film years ago. No, I better not liken it to it. No. I'll get sued.
Quasar One, the Homelander guy, is so good, isn't he? His weird hooded eyes are so good. Anyway, lots. Oh, and did you know that the lead actor in it, the young actor, is the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan?
Is it?
Yeah, and he's brilliant.
Is he?
He's brilliant. Yeah, really good. Anyway, guys, lots of love. We are going to be on various radios again today, so we're doing more press for the book.
We'll let you know what we're going to do.
We'll let you know what we're doing. Lots
Thanks,
of love.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.